I started Pinterest or my Ecom journey back in 2022. I started with my ex-girlfriend, and yeah, that was not a really good choice, to be honest. Starting a business with your girlfriend, that's not. But I was not, when I first started, I was not in a good place. Um, I was partying too much, chasing women, doing drugs, doing alcohol. I also had a gamble addiction, and I just worked a normal 9 to 5 at a clothes store. And yeah, my life was just, no clarity, no purpose at all. But I always had that I could do way more, you know what I mean? You feel that somewhere that's like, hey, this life right now, I can do way more. I have way more potential. So I remember I was sitting on the toilet and I was scrolling on Instagram and I saw an ad, people making money online. So I said that to my ex-girlfriend back then. Like, yeah, I see this, people making money online. Why not give it a go? So yeah, we did a call and the program looked really nice. It was from Thomas Mulder, back then Pinterest. And it had a mindset coach in it as well, all this stuff. So I was really interested in that and learning that. And to finally like do something with my life as well, right? But when I joined the program, I was still not in a good place. So I was like, I wanted to go there, like changing my life and become better. But I also still had a shitty environment, friends who always partied, and yeah, I was also in that environment. So I actually had to change my life like 180 degrees. So it took me like 4 or 5 months to actually come to a point like, okay, right now I'm going all in. Right now I'm gonna cut my old friends. I'm gonna say no to party. I'm gonna say no to this. I'm gonna hop on this journey and see where it will lead, bro. So, and I remember the program did like a 21-day challenge on Pinterest, and we had like a Discord group, or I think it was Slack, I don't know, with 4 other people joining the same group, and they kind of keep you accountable. And we did like group calls. We can ask each other questions about ecom and stuff, and we got told that group was like the most active group of the whole program. So it was like, oh, it's nice to hear, you know what I mean? So everybody's really involved. So after the 21 days, it became a little bit better, and like I made like a WhatsApp group with these people, so to keep each other accountable and to stay in touch. And I was then also currently doing the monk mode. So okay, no social media, just like really like lock in, right? And I remember after 3 months, yeah, then it was like February. Okay, after 3 months, it was like April. I did my first 50K in revenue. 10K profit, maybe like 8, you know. And then I immediately quit my job. So I was doing like a sales job. I was calling people. Also, that was also from home to renew their phone subscriptions, internet, whatever. And I remember I called my boss and I said like, okay, listen up. I'm going to quit my job immediately without even working out my contract. And he was like, okay, but officially we cannot do that. But he was really chill about it. He said like, okay, just send me an email. We get it done. So, okay, I hang up the phone. I was like, okay, now I'm in charge of my own life. But also now, okay, all my bones are burnt. There's nobody gonna save me right now. Plan A was ecom. Plan B was also always ecom. So now it's like, okay, let's get this thing going, right?
For sure. I just want to pause there if you don't
Yeah, of
mind,
course,
just
of course,
because I
of
think you
course.
touched on so many important things that actually more people go through than not, I would say. Like a lot of people that do get involved in ecom, it's maybe not the first job they've ever worked. I mean, I know we've got some younger guys coming through now, and some people are getting into ecom at sort of 16, 17 or 18, which is great. But like for most people, like yourself and like me, you know, we started, I guess, in some senses a little bit later. You were 23, I believe,
Yeah,
or 24?
24.
Same as me.
Yeah.
I was 24. I'm 29 now, and it was the same. I'd been working like a 9 to 5 for 9 years from the age of 16. You know, and it took me just as long to kind of figure it out as you did. I always knew that there was maybe something more that I wanted to go on and do, but I didn't quite know how to do it. And similarly to you, I stumbled into ecom, but exactly the same as you, my mindset wasn't in the right place at the time. I purchased a course on high ticket dropshipping, and I had access to that course. It sat in my email inbox for maybe a year because I was working full time. I was doing uni. I was really into the gym at the time. You know, you're single, so you're dating girls and stuff. So like this dropshipping thing that I wanted to do was way down there in my list of responsibilities and things that I wanted to do. And it took me a long time to actually get around to doing it. So when you were in that situation and you had all these distractions, you know, friends that maybe didn't have the best habits, and you were doing things that maybe weren't aligned with what you truly felt like you should be working towards. What was the thing? Do you remember like what the thing was that allowed you to kind of push forward out of that? Because that in itself, I think, is quite difficult to do.
True, that was really difficult because I had like 2, 3 really good friends. We were always together, partying, always at home chilling. We did everything together. And I remember I had a conversation with my mom, and I said to her like, yeah, I feel so distant to these people right now because they don't understand what I'm doing right now. You know what I mean? Like, I go home, I'm watching podcasts, I'm reading books, ways to develop myself and to detach myself from the old me. You know what I mean? And I think what was really important for me, and that's what my mindset coach always told me, is you need a clear why. Read it down, you know. Why are you starting a business? What are your dreams? What are your goals? And a lot of people say always, yeah, I want to have financial freedom, but okay, everybody wants that, right? So you need to go a little bit deeper. So remember when I was doing the monk mode, so 3 months, and that was where I like changed to like becoming a better person. Every morning I woke up around like 5 a.m. And the first thing what I did is I took my journal, and every day, like at first I'm writing down like, okay, how I feel, what I want to do. And then every day I wrote down the same goals and dreams. And I did that in the morning and in the evening. Every day it was the same. So, and back then I didn't have anything. So my goals was just like, I wanna have a driver license. I wanna travel the world. I wanna help my mom financially. I wanna do all these stuff. I wanna quit my job, etc., etc., etc. And some of these goals were like really big, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I can never achieve them. That's what you feel in the beginning, right? It's like so far away. And I remember doing that every morning, every evening. So sometimes when you have a choice to like go for the short-term pleasures or work on your business. So for example, my friend is calling me like, hey, let's party. But then because it's so implemented in your brain, what you every day writing down, your goals and your dreams, you always think, nah, because your why is so strong, you're going to work on that business because you are on a path on becoming way more than you are right now. So you say no to these things, to these, you know, short-term pleasures. So that really helped me. And yeah, I remember 6 months later, everything came true also because you manifest that as well. Yeah, and I'm a big believer of manifesting, talking to the universe or whatever, you know what I mean, telling them, you know, I'm ready for something new, something bigger. And when you work towards that, because you can, of course, you can do all the stuff you can, like, you know, wake up at 5 a.m., meditate, this and that. But if you don't put in the action, the actual work, which got you there, nothing going to change. So it's also important to execute. Yeah, whatever you say. So
dreams without action or execution are just dreams, right?
Yes.
And I'm also a very, very big believer in manifestation, and same as you, I have to keep updating my goals because every 6 months or every year they come true.